Hello everyone, and welcome back to Easy Daily English. Today, we are going to master one of the most confusing parts of English grammar: articles.
A and the.
And also the pronunciation difference between the and the. Many English learners study grammar for years, but still make mistakes with articles in speaking and writing. And honestly, that is completely normal, because articles are small words with very big rules. Sometimes we use them. Sometimes we do not. Sometimes pronunciation changes depending on the next word. And sometimes native speakers change pronunciation for emphasis or fluency. That is why in today's advanced lesson, we are going to deeply explore the 9 most important rules of English articles in a simple, practical, and natural way. By the end of this lesson, you will understand when to use a and the, know when not to use articles, improve your pronunciation naturally, speak and write more like a fluent English speaker, avoid common mistakes many learners make every day. This lesson is designed for serious English learners who want to sound more natural and more confident. So grab your notebook, relax, and focus carefully, because this lesson can completely improve your understanding of English grammar. And before we begin, subscribe to Easy Daily English, like this video, and comment below. Articles are easy now. Now, let's begin with rule number 1. Rule number 1 is pronunciation. Many learners focus only on grammar rules and ignore pronunciation. But pronunciation matters a lot, because even if your grammar is perfect, unclear pronunciation can make communication difficult. Let's start with the article a. In natural English conversation, a is usually pronounced softly, not a, but a. For example, a book, a phone, a lesson, a student. Notice how relaxed the sound is. Native speakers usually pronounce it quickly and softly because articles are often unstressed in sentences. But sometimes we pronounce it strongly as a.
Why?
Usually for emphasis. For example, I said I wanted a sandwich, not 2 sandwiches. The stronger pronunciation adds emotion and importance. The same idea applies to normally, an apple, an idea, an opportunity, but for emphasis, and amazing opportunity. Now, let's move to the. This confuses many learners. Should it be the or the? The answer depends on the sound that follows. Before consonant sounds, we usually say the car, the teacher, the lesson, the mountain. Before vowel sounds, we usually say the apple, the orange, the answer, the end. This helps pronunciation flow more naturally. And here is something important. We focus on sound, not spelling. For example, the university. Even though university starts with the vowel letter U, the sound is actually U. So we say the university,
Not
the university. Understanding sound is more important than understanding letters. Now, let's move to rule number 2. Use a before consonant sounds and before vowel sounds. This is one of the most basic article rules in English. Examples: a cat, a house, a river, a teacher, and an elephant, an umbrella, an engineer, an honest person. Notice something important here. We said an honest person.
why?
Because the H in honest is silent. The word begins with a vowel sound. Again, pronunciation matters more than spelling. Another example, a European country. Why a instead of an? Because European begins with a U sound. A European country.
Not
An European country. These small pronunciation details help your English sound much more natural. Now, let's continue to rule number 3. Use a and only with singular countable nouns. This means nouns we can count individually. For example, a chair,
an apple,
a student, an idea. All of these can be counted. 1 chair, 2 chairs, 1 apple, 3 apples. But uncountable nouns are different. For example, water, sugar,
advice,
information, knowledge. We cannot normally say an information, a knowledge, an advice. These are incorrect. Instead, we say some information, a piece of advice, some knowledge. Understanding countable and uncountable nouns is extremely important for article accuracy. Now, let's move to rule number 4. Use a or and when something is not specific. Use the when something is specific. This is one of the most important grammar concepts in English. Listen carefully. I saw a dog yesterday. This means the listener does not know which dog. It is non-specific. But the dog was very friendly. Now the listener understands which dog we are discussing. The dog is specific and known. Another example. I watched a movie last night. Later. The movie was fantastic. The first mention introduces something new. The second mention refers to something already known. This rule appears constantly in English conversation. Now, let's move to rule number 5. Use the when both the speaker and listener know what is being discussed. For example, please close the window. Even if this is the first time mentioning the window, both people understand which window is meant. Another example, the bathroom is downstairs.
Or,
the manager will speak to you shortly. The listener understands the specific meaning from the context. This is why the is called the definite article, because it refers to something definite and clear. Now, before we continue, if this lesson is helping you improve your English, make sure to subscribe to Easy Daily English, like the video, and comment. I understand articles better now. Now, let's continue with rule number 6. Use articles when talking about professions, groups, or categories. For example, she is a doctor. He is an architect. They adopted a rescue dog. It is a powerful machine. Many English learners forget the article before professions. They say, I am teacher. But correct English is, I am a teacher.
or,
She is an engineer.
not.
She is engineer. This is a very common mistake. Always remember the article when describing professions or categories. Now, let's move to rule number 7. Do not use articles when speaking generally with plural or uncountable nouns. For example, books can change lives.
Not.
The books can change lives. Because we are discussing books generally. Another example, music helps me relax.
Not.
The music helps me relax. Most countries.
Most streets.
Most cities.
School subjects.
Even advanced English learners make article mistakes sometimes. Rule 9.